So what is SAP GTS? So SAP GTS is nothing but the GTS indicates for Global Trade Services. By this name itself, we all can understand that GTS is nothing but it is a service for global trade. And what is global trade? We all know. Global trade, when we are trading globally. If we are selling something out of the country, or if we are purchasing something from other country. So that is only global trade. So in which sense SAP GTS system can help us in our global trade, right? So whenever we are exporting something, whenever we sell anything to any other country, we need to follow some rules and regulations which are given by our authorities, which we need to follow every time. Similarly, when we import something, that time also we need to follow some rules and regulations, which generally we are not following when we are doing business domestically, right? If we are selling something within a country, definitely we are not going to think of related to those rules and regulations. Or if you are purchasing something from local vendors, we are not going to think of about any rules and regulations. But when we export something, then only we need to think of these rules and regulations. Similarly, when we are importing, that time also we need to think of rules and regulations. In general, we can say, it's not very easy to know that what rules and regulations we need to follow. Why? Because today countries are changing their rules and regulations drastically. They are, tightening their rule because of so many restrictions. They are bringing some new regulations. They are removing some regulations. So we also need to be aware of from those rules and regulations. If we know those rules and regulations, we are compliant, right? If we follow those rules and regulations, then we are compliant. But if you don't follow, yeah, then we are non-compliant. So if we are non-compliant, it means what? We are not following their rules and regulations. So if you are non-compliant, it will cost to the company. In which sense? Authorities can cancel our license. Authorities can also, impose some kind of penalty. There's so many things. So company so it will cost you the company. That is the reason we need to follow all those rules and regulations. In general, if we say in general, it is very easy to, let's say, create a document in our SAP system. One customer has placed an order today. Simply we can go to SAP system. Let's say he's a customer, he is interested in buying our product. We can create one sales order. It's very easy. Similarly, it's very easy to create an outbound delivery with reference to that sales order. But main thing is what? We need to know those rules and regulations. And one more biggest challenge, cross-border movement. If we want if we want my shipment to cross the border, before that we must submit the required documents with the customs authorities. That is nothing but declaration, right? We need to declare our shipment with the customs authorities in case of export. So when we are submitting those documents, that should also be, for that also we need to know, if we are exporting to, let's say, country X, we need these 5 set of documentations. If we are sending to country Y, that time we need some 4 set of documents. So that also we need to be aware of. Similarly, when we are importing, biggest challenge is there in case of import, because when we import something, we need to pay required import duties and taxes, right? So if we are not submitting correct import duties and taxes, again it will cost the company. Probably our shipment cannot get clearance at the border, at the port. So whether it is an import or export, we must follow rules and regulations of customs authorities. So in general, it's very challenging thing to know each and everything. So for that, SAP GTS is the answer. So SAP GTS system help us in our foreign trade process. It helps us in our export and import processes. In how, that is what we all need to understand. So let's understand by one example. Now, before that, let me tell you why global trade services, why SAP brought this new feature, I mean new module. Let's understand that. So from SAP SD side, we have foreign trade, right? Foreign trade export. And from the SAP side, we have foreign trade import. Foreign trade import. SAP SD used now to take care our export processes. SAP that is foreign trade import, used to take care our import processes. But those challenges, those new rules and regulations, that was not very easy to cover by simply foreign trade export and foreign trade import. It was not easy. And especially we can say, after attack on World Trade Center in 2001, most of the countries changed their rules and regulations drastically. So many regulations came in force. So it was not very easy to send something out of the country, or it was not very easy to purchase something from other countries. So that was not very easy to cover by this foreign trade import and foreign with new specific to our global trade only, which is specific to our foreign trade export and foreign trade import. But we cannot say that SAP GTS is replacement of this foreign trade export, foreign trade import, because even in today also we have foreign trade export and foreign trade import in our ECC side system, right? But the difference here is so many things which are present in our global trade services, or those things are not available in foreign trade. So even we can say hardly 10 to 15% features are there, features are present in foreign trade. Remaining things are not supported by foreign trade. And that is the reason, if company is having good number of import and export, it's always good to go with this new module called as global trade services. So global trade services is nothing but it helps us in our foreign trade processes. And now let's understand one example. We are running one company. Let's say we are located in country India. We are selling, let's say we are seller of some material, let's say some electronic items, right? We are seller of electronic items. We are doing very good business domestically. We have lot many customers. Even sometimes we need to purchase some raw materials or some components from our local vendors, so we are doing business. Now we are planning to export our product. Let's focus on export, then we'll come to import part. Now we are planning to export. So when we are planning to export, what will be the first question which will come in our mind? Definitely, first question would be country, right? If you are planning to export, okay, which country we can start with? Because if we don't have proper planning in anything, if you don't have proper planning, definitely we can't be succeeded. So we need to decide, okay, with which country we can start with. So we have decided, okay, let's start shipping our product, or let's start our export process with country, let's say US. But it's not only because of proper planning that we are thinking of our country. Whenever we are into international trade, because of some other reason, we need to think of our partner country, because US will be our partner country, because we will be selling our product to country US. Now why we are thinking? Due to some reason, probably due to some political reason, due to some military reason, or due to any unfavorable situation, sometimes our authorities say that we are not supposed to sell any kind of product to so and so country. It means what? Due to some reason, our government is saying that you are not supposed to sell product to so and so country. So if in so and so country, if US is also available, definitely we cannot sell our product to this country, because if we are doing so, we are non-compliant. That is the reason, very first thing we are thinking about the country, right? So let's say by any means we came to know that we can do business with US. I mean, we can sell our product to country US. We can export. Now this is done. So it is green. It is green. Now what is the second question? Second question is, okay, so so we are going to sell our product to country called as US. Now second question, what was second question? Now we need to think of our prospective customer. Whom we can sell our product? Who will be our customer? Customer can be an individual, company, and customer can be an entity, anyone, right? So we need to take care of our customer, or we need to know who will be our customers. Let's say some 100 persons, or let's say some 100 entities are there who are interested in buying our products. So whatever way, let's say we give an advertisement or whatever means it is, but we came to know that there are 100 companies or 100 person who are going to purchase or who are willing to purchase our product. Again question, simply is just we need to know about customer just for the selling purpose, or there's something else? So there is a valid reason why we need to know about our customer. Again, coming to rules and regulations, because of any reason, sometimes our customs authorities say that you are not supposed to sell any kind of product to so and so person or so and so entities, due to any reason. Probably that person belongs to terrorist organization, or the company, the entity also belong to some terrorist, right? Or any person who is blacklisted by the government, blacklisted by the authorities. So if that is the case, if I know that that particular person is blacklisted by the government, we are not supposed to sell our product to so and so person. So that is the second thing which we need to take care of. Second, so second thing we are thinking of, let's say person, right? Person or customers, whoever it is. So again we came to know by any means we came to know that yes, out of these 100 customers, we can trade with 50 customers. We can sell our product with 50 customers, and because of any reason we are not going to do business with remaining 50 customers. Now think generally, is it easy to know about those all those customers? Definitely not. At least country we can come to know. If we are doing business in country India, and from India we are planning to export, we can easily, probably we can visit our country custom portal, or there are so many portals are there where we can come to know that yes, we are not supposed to do business with so and so country. At least it is easy. But what about this? In US it's not only 100. Think in real time, n number of person can be, n number of companies can be our customer. Is it easy to know each and every customer? Are they good or not? So here good or bad doesn't based on, based on their nature. Definitely not. The work in which they are involved in. So it's not very easy to know those customer. So those customer should not blacklisted by the government. If they are not, then only we are supposed to export. So by any means we came to know that yes, we are good to trade with these 50 customer. Let's say here also we are good. Now can we ship our product? Because product anyway it's readily available. Electronic items, the one which we are selling, even customers are also ready. These customers are, good, they are willing to purchase our product. So we can sell our product to those 50 customers. Are we good to move our shipment? Definitely not. Why? Customer material product is ready, and customer is ready, but in order to move this shipment, we need to have a valid license from the licensing authorities. Again, biggest challenge. Please understand, today whatever product we are exporting, or let's say even importing, you know most of the products need a license. Most of the products are controlled items. Controlled items means we need to have a valid license. So something which is called as a dual use items. So dual use items are the items which we can use for our commercial purpose. general use, we can use in our day-to-day life, but those items can also be used for the military purpose. So such kind of items are dual use items. So most of the products are dual use items, please understand. So probably electronic is just it is very sensitive item. Let's say it is a chip, right? Or it can be any product. Definitely it can also be used in the military, or any kind of such kind of sensitive items. So definitely electronic comes under electronics are controlled item. So in order to move this shipment, we need to have a valid license from the licensing authorities. It means our authorities must say that yes, you can sell this product to so and so country. If they have given, if they are giving us license, then only we can think of selling our product, then only we can think of moving our product to country US. So that is the third challenge, which is nothing but license. So let's say we came to know that so and so license is required, but think in practical. As we discussed, think in practical, it's definitely not easy. At least we can say it is easy, but second point and third point, definitely not so easy. First of all, it's very time consuming process. Second thing, we need to we need to approach to someone, I can say correct person who can help us, right? That is where SAP GTS comes in. So SAP GTS has given one module that is called as a compliance management. Compliance management. What is compliance management? As the name indicates, compliant is nothing but to be compliant. It means if we are selling, if we are an exporter, we need to be compliant with what? With rules and regulations set up by authorities. So if we are following rules and regulations, then only we are compliant. That is the reason SAP GTS has given one module called as a compliance management. So in compliance management, we have three sub modules where we are thinking of our partner country, that is covered by something called as a embargo check. Embargo. Oh. Embargo check. Where we are thinking of individual customer or entities, something which is given by SAP GTS is called as a SPL screening, which is nothing but sanction party list screening. So what is SPL screening? SPL screening is nothing but SPL, sanctioned party list. So sanctioned party list, which is also called as a denied party list, DPL, denied party list. So SPL or DPL is the list of members, list of individuals or list of entities with whom trade is prohibited by law. By law, trade is prohibited. So probably we can have question. How do we know those list, those persons are blacklisted? Let's say some XYZ person. How do we know? Correct. So in SPL, in fact, it is a government agencies. There are many government agencies who are responsible to publish such kind of lists. Like in US, it is Department of Commerce. They are responsible to publish list of blocked members. Similarly, in US, it is Department of State who is responsible to publish list of terrorist organization. Similarly, we have many government agencies belong to different countries who publish such kind of lists. So are we going to approach those government agencies for getting the list of those blocked members? Definitely not. Why? It's not again easy for us. It's not easy task. How do we know? Let's say we are doing business with some 100 countries. We are doing business globally. First of all, we need to check which is the relevant government agencies, right? And even from their side also, we need to know who is the correct POC with whom we can contact to get such kind of list. It's again challenging task. That is where we have in SAP GTS something which is called as a data provider. Data providers are itself a company. So there are many data providers in the market. like MK Data. MK Data is one of the company. Dow Jones, Customs Info. There are many data providers. So what these data providers do, they consolidate, they aggregate those SPL file from different government agencies and prepare one master file. For now, our client has to subscribe those lists with these data providers. So in layman, we can say our client will have an agreement with these data providers, let's say with MK Data. And MK Data, whenever they will prepare the master sheet, they will be sending data to our company, to our client. And client will be uploading those such kind of list on SAP GTS, so that SAP system will have those lists. But are we good if we have one list? We have received one list from MK Data. Are we good? Definitely not, because government agencies continuously working on those area. Probably they are adding some more blocked members, or they can remove some existing members. So it means every day they are working. Means data providers are also every day working. So whenever data providers are working, so whenever there is an update from the government agencies, data providers also publish such kind of updated file. So in fact, when client will have an agreement with these data providers, whenever data providers will publish updated list, we need to upload on SAP GTS system. It means SAP GTS system has to up to date with those informations. Then only we can be compliant. We are also dealing with hundreds of customers every day. We don't know this one so customer today is a good member, probably tomorrow he can be part of SPL. So if we don't get the updated file from the data provider, how we come to know? So we need to, in this way only we need to be compliant. So SPL screening is taking care, or it is making sure that we do not have a deal with a person or entities who are on denied party list. And similarly, from SAP GTS side, they have given one more module which is called as a legal control. Legal control. Legal control is nothing but which takes care our licensing part. So in fact, in legal control, we have two sections, two parts. One is legal control export, which takes care our export license. Similarly, we have legal control import, which takes care our import license. So with these three things, with embargo check, SPL screening, and legal control check, if we are good with these three things, then only we can say we are compliant. So till now, are we good or have we shipped our product? Please understand, please remember, no. Still shipment lie in our premise. Still we have not moved our shipment. After making sure these three things. Why? Because if you don't have valid license, how can you move our shipment, right? Definitely we cannot move our shipment. Or until unless we know that person is good member or not, how can we sell our product? So by making sure these three things only, we can move our shipment. And now we are good with compliance management. Now we can say, yeah, let's move our shipment. Now we can move our shipment. So premise, so shipment can leave our premise. So shipment is started moving, I mean, towards customer. So can shipment arrive to the customer location? Definitely not. Why? Again, one more challenging task is on its way. Which one? Cross border movement, right? Cross border movement. And that big challenge, it is border. So when now we have moved our shipment, and we have moved our shipment means it will arrive to the port. And at the port, again, biggest challenge is get the clearance from our customs authorities. Why? This is very nominal. We all know, right? At the customs authorities must know our product. They know who is your customer. They know what should the value, what is the product, everything they need to know. And after making sure with these three things, then only they will give the clearance. Probably we are selling some kind of restricted item. Let's say we are selling arms regulations, some kind of dangerous goods we are selling. So customs authorities must know our product, and for that reason only customs authorities at the border, we will have respective customs authorities who has to give clearance for our shipment. So how they can give the clearance, customs authorities, how they can give clearance? For that purpose only, we must submit set of documents with the customs authorities. So submitting this document to the customs authorities can be done via one specific document, and that document is called as a declaration. That document is called as a declaration. What is declaration? Declaration is nothing but it is a document which we are using in order to submit our document in case of export. Similarly, in case of import, yeah, in case of import also we need to submit, because if you are purchasing something, again we need to tell them that what product we are bringing in, and most important, import duties. We must pay import duties to the government, and then only our shipment will get clearance. And if someone asks us why import duties we need to pay, it is, everyone knows, because of mainly two reasons. First reason is to protect its domestic producers from foreign competition. That is the main important reason. And second, yes, to generate revenue. So we must pay import duties and taxes. So when we can pay import duties and taxes, when we will submit our document for that imported shipment with the customs authorities, then we'll come to know how much duties we need to pay. So again, in case of import also, we are submitting set of documents, and that document in case of import is also called as a declaration. So more specifically, in case of export, this declaration is nothing but it is called as a customs export declaration, and in case of import, that is called as a customs import declaration. So that is taken care by SAP GTS, again by one specific module, which is nothing but customs management. So what is challenge here? What is the biggest challenge? Anyone can declare. Challenge here is today there are many customs authorities who accept document electronically. So we can submit this declaration in two ways. Number one, paper-based declaration, where probably we can take a printout of those required documents and we can send. So if it is a let's say we have taken printout, how we can send? Definitely, probably we can send via courier, or we need to send our own person to the customs offices. It's a very time consuming process. Why it is very time consuming? We have printed all the documents. Now we sent a document, let's say via courier, or our person visited customs office, they submitted. They have their other company task also, so they will also take some time in verifying our document. In case they find some kind of discrepancy, they will let us know that this document is missing, or this information is wrong. Again, we need to correct those information, again taking printout, sending back to customs authorities. It's a very time consuming process. And to overcome this, today most of the customs authorities accept document electronically. So if customs authorities accept document electronically, our system, which we are using for our foreign trade process, our system must support it document electronically, or our system can create those document electronically. That is where SAP GTS comes in. So SAP GTS system is having capabilities to declare, to send these declaration to the customs authorities in the form of IDOC. So what happens from SAP GTS? We will send document within a couple of seconds, I can say. We'll send in document electronically, and within couple of seconds of minute, we can get the confirmation from customs authorities. If there is some discrepancy, they will reject it. So that also will come to know that declaration got rejected. And why it got rejected, we can check detail in the system that, oh, because of this reason, because of so and so wrong information. So again we can rectify, again we can send them back, again within couple of fraction of second or minute we can get response, this time acceptance. So it doesn't take much time. So easily we are able to declare our shipment with the customs authorities, and that declaration part is taken care by customs management, which is second module of SAP GTS. Now we have third module. Before coming to third module, if you have any question, please let me know. Anyone?
Uh, I have one question. So specific to your SPL screening, you said the data providers will aggregate the data and send the list for updating the system to list out who are the blocked entities, right? So,
Correct.
but the data within our system
Hmm.
could be based on the business partner ID, and it has some name and address which may not be exactly match with what data providers provides
Exactly.
to the
Yes.
system. So how
Yes.
does that match will happen in the system?
Good question. So in SPL, we need to do configuration. We need to create some algorithm, and with that algorithm, we are customizing our system that if, let's say, name and other address component, let's say name and city as an example, if name and city of the customer, our customer, is matching with the detail given in in SPL, up to, let's say, some threshold percentage up to 90%, then only block this customer. So in SAP GTS, we need to do some kind of customization for creation of this algorithm. We also need to specify threshold percentage. So if there is a match up to 89%, since in customization we have given 90%, it won't block the particular customer. And but yes, if there is a match up to more than 90%, system will block them immediately. And if we check the log, it will show that business partner address has, system has identified in denied party list. So or an entry has been identified in the denied party list, something like that. System will show the entry. Still we will have, option to review that. Please remember, SAP GTS system, based on these things, let's say whether it is blocked because of embargo check, whether it is blocked because of SPL screening, or whether it is blocked because of missing license, whatever reason it is, definitely SAP GTS system will block the transaction, but it doesn't block permanently. It always allows authorized person to review and take the corrective action. Now I'm the trade officer. It's my duty to check how many documents are blocked because of any screening, because of either embargo, SPL, or legal control. It's my responsibility. So what I'll do, I'll just go to the required node. I'll just get list of blocked documents, and I'll review why this particular document is blocked. If required, if I think yes, this has to be released, I can release it. But if that is the case, anyone can, I mean, it will be done by only authorized person. But if that is the case, I can release n number of documents. That is correct. But please understand, in customization, we also configure the system in such a way that if the authorized person is releasing document, he has to specify comment and reason. He has to give valid reason, and he has to specify comment. So comment can be anything based on the situation. What situation? I can explain you. Embargo is, let's say, Iraq. Government says that from India we are not supposed to export to country Iraq. Our customer placed an order. One customer from Iraq has placed an order. Our sales team don't know whether we can do business with Iraq or not. Right? So they will get a sales order in SAP ECC system. Now, from that sales order will be transferred to SAP GTS, and GTS system will screen our partner country. Now, in SAP GTS, manually, we need to maintain Iraq as an embargo country, which is part of master data setting. So we have maintained Iraq as an embargo country. What GTS system will do, it will screen, and it, since our customer country is Iraq, Iraq is maintained as an embargo country, immediately it will block particular transaction. And I'm the authorized person. I'll just review the document. But what I'm observing is, yeah, Iraq is an embargo country, definitely system should block the particular transaction. But the item which we are exporting to Iraq is, let's say, medicines. And that also I know medicines are allowed. So what I can do, I can release the customs document, I can release the blocked document. But when I'll be releasing document, I need to specify why I'm releasing it, and that is very much required for the audit purposes. So this is how SAP GTA system behaves.
But so you said the screening will happen based on the setup threshold levels, right? So
Yes.
let's suppose if some name is abbreviated in system and in within the SPL list it is not abbreviated. In that
Hmm.
case, it may not be within that threshold and still can go, right? So how
If it,
that kind
you
of
mean to say
a
initial?
system?
Our
Yeah,
business partner
initial.
name is with initials?
Yeah, business now. Yeah, with initials. Yeah.
Yes, that setting is also there. Include initials or not include. That is also there. If we will check, that is in fact one indicator, checkbox, include initials of name. If we will activate that indicator, so there is some condition that let's say our business, one of the business partner name is GK Kumar. This is BP, this is business partner. In
Mhm.
SPL list, something we have, let's say Gagan, mm, Gagan Kaushal, spelling is not correct, Kaushal Kumar. But I know
Mhm.
that this GK Kumar is something, let's say Gulshan, he's
Mhm.
not Gagan, Gulshan Kaushik Kumar.
Mhm.
And here system finds that it is Gagan Kaushal Kumar. Now, if we will not include initials of name, system will simply ignore G and K, and it will just consider the full name Kumar. Is Kumar matching with Kumar? So, if one final full term will match with Kumar, system will understand. Then definitely G would be Gagan, K would be Kaushal. It will block particular transaction. It will find it is as a 100% match. But if
Okay.
we are not including initials, simply it will ignore and it will behave accordingly. So yes, this configuration is also there.
Okay. Got it.
Any other question?
One other question. So from the customs management perspective, there are certain declarations that we need to provide based on the country that we are exporting, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
these will be very dynamic in real world, right? So it can
No.
be changed over the time at any point in time.
In fact,
Uh,
these are not dynamic, sir. It's not dynamic, but yes, let's say tomorrow, as of now, we are submitting some four set of documents. Tomorrow, if as per regulatory requirement, if authorities say that we need to submit another document. So, in fact, SAP GTS has given all the required documents, the forms which we need to submit in standard forms they have given. Okay, so still we can include. If that is not there, still it will allow us to develop. So with the help of Adobe or form team, we can develop the form.
So if there is any change in the declaration version, something by which the customs have denied that shipment,
Mhm.
you need to come back and configure that in within the system to regenerate the new version and submit the declaration again.
Yeah, if that is the case, we have an option to cancel our declaration. Let's say due to some reason, not even from the declaration side. In fact, at high level, please understand that billing document in ECC helps GTS system to create and export declaration automatically. When we
Mm.
save the billing document in ECC, in GTS we will have an export declaration automatically created. Due to some reason, we need to change something at the billing document level, and we know that all information should be synced, both the systems should be synced. What information we have there in invoice should also be there in the declaration. So if that is the case, still we can cancel our declaration, whether we have got approval, got acceptance or not. That is fine. In all the cases, we have an option to get the cancelled our declaration. We can request for cancellation.
Okay, and you can manually re-request that declaration again, right?
True, true. So
Regenerate
not
it.
manually, not manually. Yeah, correct. So when we create another billing document, again it will transfer to the GTS system, and it will create new export declaration. And in the similar way, we can transmit this to customs authorities.
Okay, got it. Okay. Thank you.
No problem, sir.
In the data provided section, like getting the data into GTS and sending from GTS, or it will be only one-way communication? How that
No, in fact, we
communication?
don't set up any communication. In fact, so we have both the options. As per standard SAP system, so I'll explain the process at high level. That let's say we have an agreement with MK Data. So MK Data will provide us with their credentials of their server where they have kept the file. So it's our job only that we will be visiting their portal every day to check if new file is there or not. Probably how can we check? Based on version or based on date, we can check if let's say new file is available. And one thing, please remember, SAP GTS supports only XML format. So what we can do, we need to download that file on our local desktop, and manually we can upload on SAP GTS system. This is as per the standard system. But yes, if for tomorrow our client says that they want to automate the process, still we have in provision. So we have we can take our, we can have some program. With that program we can set up the interface between SAP GTS and the, let's say, data provider. Okay, so program can trigger to their system, and based on the logic we have written, the program will go and it will pick the file. If new file is there, it will pick the file from their server and via FTP only, so it will update the file on our SAP directory AL11. And from there again another program can upload the file automatically to SAP GTS system. So but for this we need to do a small kind of enhancement. Understood, sir?
Mm. Okay. And even the custom declaration also, is that a manual job every time the trade officer has to do by himself, or it's an automatic process whenever a new
It's a both.
declaration comes in?
Yeah, both. We have both the processes available, but in most of the cases we are doing it manually. Why? Because sometimes we can think that probably some information can be missing. If that is the case, our declaration get rejected. So still we have both options. We can do it automatically. So once a declaration will be created, automatically it will be triggered to the customs authorities. But let's say if we need to change some information, we won't be able to change it. So it's up to the client requirement.
Mm.
So now with these two modules, compliance management and customs management, we are good with our business, because with the help of compliance management we are compliant with our business. With the help of customs management we are able to declare our shipment with the customs authorities. So if we are getting clearance, yeah, we can move our shipment, correct? So once shipment, let's say shipment will be loaded on the vessel, so we can close our document, we are good. Then why we have another module? So we have third module in SAP GTS, that is called as a risk management. Risk management. So in risk management, why SAP has given another module, risk management? Because of some monetary benefit. It is related to our monetary benefit. That is the reason they have given another module called as risk management. So in risk management we have three modules, again three modules. One is preference management, second one is letter of credit, same letter of credit which you all know from ECC side, letter of credit. And third section is restitution. These are the three another module. Now out of these three modules, restitution is very rarely used module. It is something very biased module. So generally we don't implement. And anyway, this module is specific to only agriculture related industries. It is not being used by other industry. It is specific to only agricultural industries, and that too in European Union. But as I mentioned, that is a very biased module. So even in EU also, probably very few clients they would have implemented this. At least I don't know. And this letter of credit is very good, module. Still, I have seen that is very rarely used module. So what is letter of credit? I think most of you know that it is something to mitigate financial risks, right? Example, I'm an exporter, you are an importer. Being an exporter, what I'll be thinking, that I'll be thinking whether I'll be getting payment from you or not. Probably initially you are giving, you are very good paymaster, initially you paid on time, but after some time probably you started dealing, making payment, and sometimes now you are not making us payment. What I can do here, because it is something international laws, it's not very easy, right? Even I can't go to any court, that won't help. Even it's not very easy. So to overcome this, it's very it's not so easy. For that purpose only, SAP has given letter of credit. So in fact, SAP is not, I mean, SAP has not given something new. Whatever things we are discussing, everything we are using in our real time. Just SAP has converted those processes, general processes, into system process, right? So letter of credit is nothing but it is the guaranteed document which will make sure, or which will tell to the exporter that you will get payment on time from your importer. Even though tomorrow importer goes bankrupt, you will get your payment. How? That is different process. That is different story. Second, being an importer, I'm the importer. Let's say because of our agreement, I made payment in advance. And what is the guarantee that you will be exporting same quality product, or you will be exporting, or you will be taking same delivery time? Because as per agreement, you said that I'll be receiving goods in 30 days, but now I'm receiving goods in 60 days, 90 days. Unnecessary, it will impact on our production process. So again, it is a risk for me. Being importer also, it is a risk. So to mitigate such kind of risk, SAP has given this module which is called as a letter of credit. So letter of credit is a guaranteed document which makes sure to both the parties, to exporter, you will get payment on time, to importer, you will get your product as per the agreement. Anyway, it is also very rarely used module. But yes, preference management is now companies started implementing this. What is preference management? I'll give very simple example. I'm in India, you are in US. Regularly, I'm importing product from your country, and you are also you are also regularly importing product from my country. We both are importing from each other country. So as per the rule, we both are paying import duties and taxes. Correct? Now what? If we are not going to pay any import duties and taxes, definitely it will help our business. It will give kind of a reboost to our business. If we are paying even 10% of import duty and product price is $100, so definitely it can save $10 for us, right? So preference management is nothing but, so we both countries are paying import duties on each other product. Now one day, both the countries, India and US, they will sit together and they will decide, why can't we have an agreement, and as per the agreement, let's not pay import duties on each other product, or let's pay reduced rate of import duty on each other product. So whether it is reduced or no import duties, ultimately it will help us, right? It will help us. And if I'm getting product, earlier I used to pay, I mean cost was, let's say, $110. Now I'm just paying 2% of import duties, let's say. So now cost will be $102. If I'm just adding $20 as a profit, right? So even our customer can also get benefit, who is purchasing same kind of product. So that is, for that purpose only, we have something called as preference management, which is nothing but preference agreement, the agreement between these two countries. So in real time, you might have heard of some agreement like NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. Now it is called as a USMCA, United States Mexico Canada Agreement. So this is an agreement between US, Canada, and Mexico. So if certain conditions are fulfilled, see, it is not so straightforward that if we are importing from each other product, now let's stop paying import duties on each other product. Ultimately, it is a loss to the government, right? But it will be based on some conditions. If certain conditions are fulfilled, what are those conditions? Those conditions are given in this agreement. Let's say at high level, it says that if the origin of the product including raw materials and components, belong to agreement member countries only, then only we are not going to pay import duties and taxes. Okay, so those conditions are given in these agreement, like we have NAFTA, we have EFTA, European Union Free Trade Agreement, we have JAPTA, Japan European Union Free Trade Agreement. There are so many agreements are there today. Okay, so as per those agreement, either we are paying very less import duties or we are not paying any import duties and taxes. So that is covered by preference management. So this is the third module of SAP GTS, and this completes our introduction on SAP GTS. Any question?
Can you repeat that? What is restitution is?
Restitution is something kind of, government is giving subsidies to companies who are into agricultural related items and who are exporting those kind of items. So restitution is applicable to only agricultural related products, and that too in European Union countries. But as I mentioned, even if you don't go through restitution, no issue at all. So from the risk management side, preference is important. Preference we need to understand.
And regarding this import duties,
Hmm.
which module does this import duty calculation would cover?
Customs management,
Okay.
because in that model only we are declaring our shipment to the customs authorities.
Okay. So will that be interface with FI for posting the respective ZL accounts for costing purposes?
No, no, in fact not. So, we have some duty type available in SAP GTS. So, which we need to configure the system, which duty type we are using. Let's say value of goods, transportation cost, insurance costs, and we are transferring some prices. Okay, we are transferring some prices. Let's say we are transferring net cost, I mean net value of the billing document. Similarly, we are transferring PO value from the import side for the calculation of these duties. Okay.
S- But still, it needs to be logged as a cost to the company, right? For each shipment that they are sending it
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
So how
correct,
that
correct.
COPA will be integrated there?
So probably we would be sending to SAP ECC, and anyway this is taking care something externally, not internally. Or if we need to transfer, let's say this amount to SAP ECC, definitely we need to do a small piece of enhancement.
GTS, what all integrations will come, like you cover in this course?
No, only one integration, how to connect our SAP ECC or S4 with GTS. As I mentioned earlier, that SAP GTS is a standalone system. It will not be part of SAP ECC or S4. So how to connect our SAP ECC or S4 with SAP GTS? Why we need to connect? Because we are sending data from these systems to SAP GTS system. So communication part we need to take care of. So that I'll be explaining you.
Sorry, maybe I asked you wrong. So in terms of GTS, like we have GTS with SD integration, GTS with and which
Hmm.
all systems involved here?
So any system can be involved. Whoever can send data. So generally we are integrating SAP SD and SAP which is nothing but part of ECC. So we are connecting our SAP ECC system with SAP GTS, and that is done via remote function call only. So as part of our ECC system or S4 system, we need to understand three things. Number one, how to have the RFC connection between both the systems. Number one. Number two, how to transfer master data. So as a master data, we need to transfer customer master, material master, vendor master. So we will understand how to transfer these master data. And third, we need to understand how to transfer these transactional data. So when it comes to transaction data, it is sales document, outbound delivery, billing document from the sales side or export side. From the import side, purchase order, inbound deliveries, and material documents. So these three things we need to understand, and remaining everything we will take care in our SAP GTS. So as an example, let's say we have set up these three things, and we have completed all the configuration in our SAP GTS, right? So we will create a sales order in our ECC system. So that sales order will be transferred automatically to SAP GTS system, and then GTS system will screen against all these three services. The document will be screened against embargo check, against SPL screening, against legal control check. If something is missing, let's say a partner country belongs to Iraq, I mean embargo country, it will block our transaction in SAP GTS. And if it will block document in SAP GTS, same result will be transferred back from GTS to ECC. So ECC user will also come to know our sales document will be blocked in GTS. It will also send a result to ECC. So ECC user will come to know that my document is blocked because of GTS check. So that is what we all need to understand. Is that clear?
Yeah, okay. And in terms of like if there is any integration with FICO with the GTS, like any general entry posting or something like that.
Yeah, that also we can do. So SAP, even SAP FI system can also be connected with SAP GTS, because to screen payments, inbound and outgoing payments. Even SAP HR system can also be connected with SAP GTS, where we can screen all our employees and job applicants against SPL. But that won't be, we won't be covering. We will be covering only the logistics system. I mean these sales data and import data.
Okay.
So one other question. So for the compliance management, you said that whenever a sales order is created or purchase order created in S4, that will be checked against this module, right?
Yes, yes.
So, so meaning that this compliance management will invoke at the time of sales order processing. So
Yes.
similarly, for customs management and risk management, will those be invoked at the time of delivery or billing? Would be any specific events to
Okay.
occur?
Okay. So at high level, sales order, outbound delivery document, purchase order, and inbound delivery document. These four transactions are relevant for our compliance management. Billing document and material documents. These two documents are relevant for customs management, and we need to create export and import declaration. So billing document will automatically create export declaration in GTS system, and GR will not be created automatically, but it will be updated in one of the work list wherein we need to create import declaration manually.
Okay. And what about for the risk management?
Risk management is something we are sending purchase order, we are sending a material document, we are sending sales order and in billing document only.